be here as always. It's always a pleasure to be here going live on the different things that we talk about. On this live stream, we're actually going to be talking about the solar eclipse. And we've also got our guest, Mr. Brandon Armstrong. Brandon, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I am doing good, just staying a little cool because unfortunately for us, we are reaching the 90s in mid-April, and we're not supposed to be getting there till June.
We was almost to 90 here today. We was at 86, 87.
Oh, boy.
So, crazy weather, I'll tell you that. One day it's, last week we was dealing with 40 degree, 35, 38 degree weather.
Yep.
And then it just goes right back up. Slowly creeps back up into the 50s, 60s, 70s.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I don't know that we're ever satisfied because
we're not. As humans, we're not ever satisfied with weather.
We complain when it's cold. We complain when it's snowing. We complain when it's raining. And when we say, oh, I can't wait till it warms up. And as soon as it does, man, it's too hot outside. I'm tired of this.
Oh, yeah. We go through that cycle here every year.
Of course, it did cool down a little bit when we got to experience that full solar eclipse.
Oh, it was great.
Our temperature here, now, some might not fully understand the way that works, but our temperature here actually dropped down to around 58, 57, wow. 58. Indianapolis dropped down into the 30s.
Whoa.
37, 38.
Wow.
And it's interesting because my friend Andy, he lives not from TFM either, you guys. My friend Andy lives in about 20 minutes from me by Madison, Indiana, and the temperature was 63 or 64 where he was. And when I told him what it was here, he's like, there's no way. But actually there is. The temperature is going to be different in almost every location. It's going to be a little different.
Exactly.
It was quite, there's a moth flying around my kitchen. He's been on, me and him have been going at it for about an hour now. I will get you, you son of a gun. You better enjoy your freedom while you got it. Anyways, it's interesting how that works, but every area is different. It just depends on positioning. Where the where everything is, where the moon is, where obviously all this stuff makes a big difference in how the temperature is going to work.
Well, and the sky conditions too.
Well, sky conditions, yes, but we was pretty much clear here though. We didn't really have a lot of cloud cover, so ours wasn't due to like rain or whatever.
Right.
We was in the mid 70s, and then it just started quickly cooling down.
Yeah.
And, for the time that it stayed dark, it was really, really cool to experience that. It was for about 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing I know, I'm looking over and pole lights are on. I'm like, man, this is wicked. This is wicked, wicked, wicked. But what was it like in your area, Brandon? Tell us about Texas.
So,
how did you guys, get to experience the full eclipse?
I'll tell you, it's kind of ironic because I'll give you a lead up to the eclipse. So basically, the few days before, and I know you and I were talking about this.
Yeah, you guys.
I was concerned.
Yeah,
we were worried about clouds and rain because the forecast had been predicting for the past week. Oh, we're going to get low clouds. They're not going to clear.
Right.
And I'm just going, oh man, I hope this isn't the case. So wake up that Monday morning. It was cloudy and misty. I was like, oh, it's going to be cloudy. Well, the sun kept going in and out of the clouds. And I'd go out every once in a while to check. And right around noon or so, the sun came out fully. It was shining. It was nice and clear. Went to the church where I go. We had an eclipse watch party there. Ate some lunch. And then when it was time for the eclipse, we moved out onto the grass and got to experience it. And yes, the temperature did drop by 10 degrees
folks,
here.
I'll tell you, with the way it looks right now, I'm going to turn my camera around and just show you. You know, over there's the pole light and stuff. This is what it looked like
Mm-hmm.
at 3:08
Yeah.
p.m. It looked like this, which is pretty wild. Now here's something to think about. Imagine, and this is what sometimes people don't realize, if we was to, like, something crazy happen with, like, going to war and stuff like that. Temperature, when it comes to like nuclear, is where I'm going with this. It would everything would cool down.
Yeah.
Everything, because we would have all that cover pretty much around the globe, and temperatures would become very I mean, it'd be bad.
Yeah, it would.
Many people would die. Um, but the point is the temperature, the way it drops like that. The only thing you could compare that to is if there was an attack, and it wouldn't be the darkness, but it would be the temperature dropping quick like that. Um, Not
Yep.
like just instantly, but it would slowly start dropping and never come back up, because
Yeah.
it would
Because of the
completely
radiation.
that, and it would just, all that radiation, the sun would have no effect to it.
Nope.
Um, but it's just wild. I'm amazed by the way that the stars and the planets. I'm amazed how it all works and how it's all in sync with each other.
And I
All
gotta
of it.
say, when we were in totality here, I got a report from one of our church members that day that when we hit totality, you could see not only the moon, but you could see the planet Venus.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's so cool. That is so cool. I Man, I am a space I love space. I love anything to do with science, like outer space. Um, just wild to think about, all them other planets that's out there, and how, and all of them, guys. It's not just the moon, the sun, and the Earth, but every planet. Now think about this, and you might say I'm crazy, whatever. I'm okay with that. But all these planets are in sync somehow or another.
Well, they're orbiting the sun.
Well, yeah, but that's why when you get to talking about other planets that we've not found yet, if they're that far out, they can't be orbiting the sun. So what
Yeah.
would that mean? That means that they're orbiting
They're
another,
orbiting a star of some sort.
yeah, a star, or the sun technically is uh, a type of star too. You
Uh,
knew that, right?
Yeah, the sun is a star.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's obviously the science with that one's a little different, because the other stars are not like that. But I don't know the full science behind that. I do know the sun is a star, but I don't know all the details as far as why the sun is the only star that puts off, all this heat the way that it does, and it just continuously does it. Because you're getting into things where I don't really search for those answers very much, due to my other beliefs. I do believe that, when God created Earth, I believe that He also put the planets around it. I believe that He positioned everything, and I'm a big believer in that. Um, you can't believe in God and then think that all them planets just got there on their own.
Nope.
I mean, that and it can get confusing. And I'm not going to get into the whole Christian thing, but Brandon also is a believer in God, and we both kind of see that eye to eye. Like, obviously, our belief with that is, a different topic totally. But
Yeah.
think about this, guys. The eclipse. A lot of us will not will never see a full eclipse again. Think about that. 2099 is the next full eclipse.
Actually, it would be 2045.
No, 2045 is not a full eclipse.
Total solar? Yes, it is. It's August 21st of 2045.
That's not what I read. I read that the next actual full total eclipse, they said 2099. 2045, they said there would be a solar eclipse, but it was from what I read. I'm just going to Google will tell it here, but if not, I'll go look it up again. Hey Google, when will we see the next full solar eclipse?
April 8th, 2024. On the
No, that's out of date.
they say, quick facts.
No,
After
hold
the
on.
total solar eclipse on April 8th, 2024, the next total solar eclipse that can be seen from the contiguous United States will be on August 23rd, 2044.
Okay, so it did change. Someone told me 2099, and that's what I read online too. Was it 2099 was the next one? So that changed because it was 2099. I don't know where they got that information from, but apparently
I don't know where they got that either.
Well, still 2044. That's that's another
20 years.
Well, this is 24, so 44. It'll be another 20 years. My gosh, Brandon, we'll be an old man by then.
Yeah, we will.
I'll be I'm 45 now, so I'll be 65 years old.
I'm not much younger than you. I'm 42, so.
Now,
man,
the other thing about that is these solar eclipse, a full solar eclipse does not happen every 20 years. I just want to put that out there now. That's not the way that works.
And I got to say something. I have gotten this argument from some in our own community. When I've talked about this before this happened, I remember I had this conversation with a few people, and they literally gave me the argument of, well, since we're not able to see, I don't think there's anything about the eclipse we can get out of it because we can't see it. And I said, well, there's an app we can use that will give us live audio description of the eclipse, and it works.
Listen, there's more. It's more than just seeing the eclipse. It's the history. This is something that will be in science books and etc. It's something that you experience, and there's more than just it went dark and now you can see the moon and you can see. It's more than that. It's everything that also occurs with a solar eclipse. Even the birds will act different during a solar eclipse.
Oh yeah, they'll stop singing. They'll go to trees.
Yeah, it completely throws them off. They're going from like, whoa, it's daylight. We're flying around. We're chirping. We're sunbathing, and all of a sudden, bloop, lights out. So, come on, guys, don't say. You know what? I had to get my prosecutor attitude out of the way for a minute. All right, you know what? You all need to honestly get. You need to have a talk with God, because, and I don't care what anybody says about me and God. I'm a Christian and I'm proud of it. Obviously, I claim Jesus to be my father, and I'm not ashamed of that. So, listen, don't say things that you know nothing about. Okay, it'd be like Brandon trying to give me the data behind driving a vehicle. He knows nothing about it.
No, I do
nothing
not.
about it. He don't even know the experience of driving a vehicle. So why can he sit there and say, well, what I can tell you now, driving a vehicle, this and this and this happens, and it would be stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid. You don't know what it's like.
And for the record, I have never done that to anybody. Just to be clear about that.
Yeah, he's never said he's drove a car. But come on, guys, don't be a hypocrite like that. I cannot stand when these sighties, I think that's what we'll start calling them, the sighties, the ones that are sighted but act completely ignorant.
No, these weren't sighted people. These were blind people that told me
Oh, that's
this.
even worse, Brandon. I wouldn't even admitted that. That makes us look bad.
It does.
Jesus. Okay, so I'll apologize to the sighted being it didn't come, but no, it won't because the sighted also, they,
I've had a few of them say that too. Yes.
yeah. I mean, you can't sit there and what? How are you going to be someone blind and sit there and say that there's nothing, no purpose behind it, just because you can't see it?
Exactly.
That's like, I guess I'd have to say if you're blind and believe in God, I need to ask you why, because I mean, you know, you can't see it, so why do you believe? You know it's happening, you know it's there. That's probably not the best comparison, but in a way it is. Like,
yeah.
I guess what I'm trying to say is don't sit there and throw out judgment because, well, if you can't see something, then there's no reason to even talk about it or be a part of it or
Or
whatever.
and I've gotten this attitude about photos in our community too, and I'm just like, guys, we live in a sighted world. People like photos, and like it or not, we need to adapt. They don't need to adapt to us.
Gosh, man, it's absolutely ridiculous.
It is, but we're getting off topic.
We are. Well, no, we're on topic. We're talking about the solar eclipse and how they say it don't matter.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, I enjoyed the solar eclipse, and fortunately, at least I could see enough to where it went. I could see the darkness and
right.
All that. It was a very interesting experience. Um, when was the last solar eclipse before 2024? The full solar eclipse.
I don't know when the last full
Hey
one was.
Google, when was the previous full solar eclipse before 2024?
According to Wikipedia, notable eclipses. The solar eclipses on June 8, 1918, May 10, 1994, August 21, 2017, October 14, 2023, April 8, 2024, August 12, 2045, and September 14, 2099 each have long paths stretching from coast to coast.
Okay, so that's where they come up
Wow.
with 2099. They just, the site didn't bring in about 2044.
Right.
So there's going to be another one. So after 2044, that's it for us.
Yep.
But wow, what was that first one they said? 1918?
1918.
Wow. That's a long time ago.
I gotta say, from my perspective, not being able to see the eclipse, since I don't have any usable vision, I couldn't tell when it was getting dark. But I gotta say, this app that I use called Eclipse Soundscape, and they did a phenomenal job with when it would go into totality. They would describe what it looked like and what was happening.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Oh, it was amazing. I was like, this is so cool.
Yeah. Let me. Anyways, I was trying to see if we had any chat into it, but no, I enjoyed the solar eclipse. It was fun. We had a lot of people over here, friends and stuff. So we had sloppy joes and homemade coleslaw and little sausages. It was a good time.
Man, you had a great feast that day.
For some that had kids, you got to think about this. This was the first time for some of these children. They never experienced something like this before.
Right.
Now I don't know if when they said 2017, 2023, 2024, I don't think all those were full eclipses though.
2017 was a partial eclipse for us.
Yeah, it might have been full for other. I mean, technically, when we have a partial, it's got to be full somewhere.
Yeah, like when there's a full eclipse somewhere in the world, but we don't always get the full eclipse.
Right. Right. Yeah. I enjoyed it. It was fun. And I hope that everybody out there got to enjoy it. I hope you got to, maybe you was with some friends, or even if you was by yourself and you went outside and got to experience it. What I want to know is what people were thinking in 1918 when it happened. They're trying to
Oh, I
figure
know.
go dark at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock during the day. That would be back then. I mean, back then, would most people have even knew what the heck that was?
Probably not.
You got to think back in the Western days. Now, I don't know when the Western days specifically was, what year.
1800s.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I don't know what the specific. Imagine if they had one, and here you are. You're living in the year of 1872, and all of a sudden you're riding along on your horse, and next thing you know, it goes from being noon to being dark.
Yep.
I bet there was all kinds of gunslingers in. They
I'm
were
sure.
all shooting guns in the air, trying to figure out what the hell's happening.
And
on aliens, I'm telling you, they're taking over, people.
I've still got my solar glasses from the eclipse event.
Your solar glasses?
Mm-hmm. We got solar glasses at the church party to view the eclipse. They didn't do me any good, but I got them for a souvenir.
I was going to say, I don't know that I fully understood that whole comment, because you didn't wear them, did you? Did you wear them, Brandon? Are you there? Folks, I think we lost Brandon. I believe we lost Brandon. I don't know.
No,
oh, there he is. There you are. Now you're back.
I've been getting a couple of phone calls. That's why I've been going.
Did you wear the glasses?
I did.
Did it help you see better?
No, not really. It didn't help me with anything.
I know I'm being sarcastic. It's okay. True story for you. I should have saved the link so you guys can went and read about it. It was actually kind of funny. There was this big thing. These people were having a big event for the solar eclipse, and the one guy there was actually a scientist. Okay, and he was told, "Don't take a picture of it, because if you do, it's going to mess up your phone." Well, being this great scientist he was, or he is, no, you guys are you need to get the real facts behind this. That's not what happened here. That's not what's going to happen. It's a camera. There's nothing that the sun can do to it. So what does he do? He makes a big scene out of it. Gets up on the picnic table, holding the phone up, camera pointing right at it. Takes a picture. Well, guess what?
Damaged his phone.
His camera is no longer usable. It is, but when you take pictures with it, it looks like a fuzzy TV. It literally burned his computer, the chip in his not computer but camera.
Well, he should have gotten a solar filter for that phone. That was idiotic on his part.
Well, he could have just grabbed some solar glasses and put it in front of it. It would have done the same thing. I know people that did. They took glasses, put in front of it, took a picture, and it was fine. It's the point. You got to cover up the lens, Mr. Scientist. So see, not even scientists always know what they're talking about. Just saying. But I took pictures, but I didn't take a direct picture of like pointing directly at the sun.
That's the dumbest thing you could do with a phone, is pointed at the sun like that.
Well, here's the thing to think about. When you take a picture, what happens? It flashes, and then when it flashes, you're going to get a crappy picture anyway, because you got the bright sun pointing at the camera, and then you flash it, and so you got the flash going off too. It just, I don't see how it could be. I mean, unless you got a professional, they've got professional cameras out there, obviously, that can take some beautiful sun pictures, but not just with your plain Jane camera, folks. So I hope everybody got to enjoy the full eclipse. And if you didn't, well, just sit tight, just hang out for a little bit. Don't hold your breath because the next one's not until 2044. But 20 years,
Yep.
you can enjoy another one. I'm interested in seeing kind of the changes that we'll be at by 2044, like with technology. With, I believe that self-driven cars will be fully autonomous.
I hope so. I believe they will be.
I believe they will be. I mean, we're already there.
Yeah.
We're already there. We just have some little things that they need to make better. And
I got to point
I mean,
this
we already
out.
got taxis that do it.
I was pointing this out to a church member the other day. I was having a conversation about this on the way to church Wednesday night. We were talking about this, and I asked his opinion about autonomous vehicles. And he's one of these ones that seem to think, well, the vehicles are there, but the infrastructure is not there because we're going to need sensors in the road.
No, you don't need sensors in the road.
That's the dumbest argument I heard.
Come on, people. Let's think about something for a second, okay? Just for a second. I just need people to get their head out of their butt crack and think about something for a second. We are at the point now where we are using AI all the time. Okay? All the time. I believe that they're going to include AI into these vehicles more, and it's going to make it that much more dependable.
Yep.
People,
you trust yourself with technology every day, folks. You will.
maybe not. I don't know. Technology is something that's advancing more and more every day, and people are being silly about it, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Silly.
I'm tired of the arguments.
And if you guys are watching, I'm setting my phone down for a minute because I'm kind of. Oh, nope, that's not the right ones. I don't know. Technology is something that I believe in. I believe that, anything can happen. People might say, well, I don't trust technology because, it can mess up and put you in a bad accident. Okay, well,
Yeah.
you mess up and put yourself in a bad accident. So run the odds on that. What is the greater chance? You messing up or AI messing up?
You have the higher odds of messing up versus AI messing up.
I guarantee it.
It's a certainty.
It is. But I don't mean to come across as like saying that people are stupid because they're not, but you're not being irrational. You're not thinking irrational here.
No.
Right now, it's technology that's allowing us to do what we're doing right now.
Yep.
Right now, it's technology that's allowing phones to be accessible for us. Right now, it's technology that is now bringing us up-to-date news within seconds.
Up-to-date weather.
Technology is giving us the internet, or slowly giving people the internet, even at higher speeds.
Yep.
You know, take a look at Elon Musk. You know, he's got satellites and he's launching them constantly.
Speaking of which, I've got some new space information on what's coming up next month. We got a couple of things coming up, actually.
Okay.
So, Boeing is doing their first crewed flight test of their Starliner on the 6th of next month. And Starship is supposedly at some point next month, if they get a launch license, is going to do flight test 4.
So what is Starliner? What kind of flight is this?
It's a space capsule like Dragon where it's going to go to the space station.
Really?
Yep.
When are they doing it?
May 6th, I believe. I'll look up NASA, but the last I looked, it was on the 6th of next month.
So did Boeing do the design?
Yes, Boeing did the design of their space capsule.
Is it supposedly going to have the same technology as what Elon's does?
Yes. Yep, it is.
I wonder if they're going off his design to a certain extent.
I don't know. They could be.
You know, it's funny because it's kind of like we're going to see more and more of that. So, but
We really are.
the wife just got home, so Brandon, I appreciate you coming live. I was talking about the solar eclipse. How was work, sweetie? So,
Glad to be here.
But yeah, maybe when that takes place, maybe we can do a live stream over it.
Yep.
I'll have to read about that and get more information. Maybe we'll do a stream on space stuff in maybe a few days or something.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Well, guys, we're going to get out here. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. If you're not subscribed, tap on the subscribe button. Join us here at the lounge. We'd love to have you. If you got any comments, questions, concerns, whatever it is, you can put your comments down below. We will get back to you as soon as possible. If we miss a comment, then just put it in there again or join the chat. You know, we can answer stuff more when people's actually, you know, chatting in the chat. So
yeah,
that'll make it easier. But until next time, Brandon, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
And we'll talk to you soon, my friend. I hope
All righty.
and we'll talk to you soon.
All right.